Let's talk Liverpool, should we? Because it's not often you see a scoreline like this against.
Wow, I've only just seen it.
Yeah, extraordinary. I mean, we were in our posh area at Watford, and the news came through that they were 6-0 up after about 50 minutes or something. We thought, goodness me,
This is Liverpool v Bournemouth.
Yeah, so Bournemouth has been promoted. They have recently been in the Premier League, but their managers arguing that because they've lost some loans from last season, they lost some of their loan players, have gone back to their parent clubs. They're actually weaker this season than when they came up, so they were kind of lambs to the slaughter in some ways. However, Liverpool haven't won this season. They lost at Manchester United on Monday. It was a good performance at Man United, I felt, but they were turned over by United. I think they had something to prove, and I think someone was going to be on the end of this. And it does happen now and again. I mean, it's only the fourth time it's happened in Premier League history, going back, 30 years now, but it's happened 3 times now in the last 4 seasons. So Manchester United did it to Southampton. Southampton were beaten home 9-0 to Leicester, and it happened again yesterday. So it's a rare feat, a big day for Roberto Firmino. He got a hat-trick and he set up 3 goals as well. And the Liverpool manager, Jurgen Klopp, being magnanimous as he often is, he went to the Bournemouth coach, Scott Parker, afterwards and said, listen, your season isn't going to be defined by this result. There's lots of other games left. You ran into us today when we were in
But just to underline it, for anyone who didn't quite hear, they won 9-0.
Yes, 9-0, yeah.
9-0?
I know.
That must have been awful for Bournemouth, though.
Yeah, it is, but then sometimes it's how you recover. I remember this happening to Crystal Palace in 1989 at Liverpool, and Ian Wright said he was crying when it hit 6, and it went to 9. They missed a penalty as well, Crystal Palace, on the night. But later in the season, they built from it. They built from 0, below 0. They played Liverpool in the FA Cup semi-final in the following April, and they beat them 4-3. And it was extraordinary recovery. I remember even when Leicester won 9-0 at Southampton 3 years ago, at Southampton, away from home, they played each other about 3 months later. Southampton went to Leicester away and won 2-1. So the scoreline doesn't always tell the full story. Don't get me wrong, Bournemouth were well beaten yesterday, but it's not impossible for a club to hit that rock bottom and recover later on in the season.
I just wonder why they hit such rock bottom, don't you?
You do.
They allow 9 goals in.
There are, but don't forget, Liverpool hadn't won this season. You can often say, well, somebody, with the chances they built up over that period of time, maybe someone was due for a hiding. But Klopp did go to Scott Parker afterwards and say, look, your season's not defined on this result. There's plenty more to come. And you can get further. You're basically consoling him and say, look, you ran into us in a completely imperious mood today. It's not going to happen all the time, and I think that's quite good.